and we have a really interesting call today. It's basically going to be a continuation of last week's with emphasis on the convention that was just passed 2 weeks ago, and with emphasis on the UK group. As usual, they were well represented at the convention, and it was a really exciting and informative event. Now, we have been to all 7 of the conventions, and when we came back from the first one, it was such an event. Eva Marie and I had been going to conventions all of our lives, and we both concluded that this was, without doubt, the best, most exciting and informative event ever. And we concluded that there was no way that Xango could equal that the next year, much less outdo it. Well, to show you what slow learners we are, we have been saying that for seven times now, and every year we get fooled, and every year it's better and more informative and more exciting. This one was really, really wonderful. There was something that they did that was new at the beginning, at the very opening of the session number 1, that I found really exciting and also very, very encouraging. They had given out little LED lights to people during the registration process, depending on their rank. For example, people who were under 1K got a red light. People who were 1K got a white one. People who were 5Ks got blue, et cetera, et cetera. And early in the session, I think it was Gordon Morton who was conducting this part of the session, said, would everybody who is a sub 1K please stand up? Well, the results were unbelievable. More than a quarter of the audience stood. And then he asked for the 1Ks to join them. And by that volume made up about half the audience. And then when the 5Ks joined them, it was a good 3/4 of the people there. This is so encouraging that people who have not made it yet are coming to these events to receive inspiration and knowledge about how to do this business. It was just, I think, a real high point. And then they doused the lights in the auditorium. And by the way, this was a room with about 10,000 people in it. And they doused the lights and had all of the various groups turn on their lights and wave them. And it was a really spectacular and moving sight and a great event. There are a few things that we're going to talk about today, and we're going to have guests on, mostly from the UK. But right now, Eva Marie, my partner and wife, who began by opening this call, would like to talk about a specific aspect of A, the convention, and B, the company.
Well, thank you. And I just want to thank you for the UK group, not only being on this call, but the kind of commitment they have shown by going to that convention. I mean, that was a huge commitment, and that means that they're committed to their business and committed to find out what this company is all about. We felt it was important to go to the convention because we felt we want to know who the owners are. We want to know what this company is all about, just like any other business. We want to get a feel for them. And, of course, we know that these owners have tremendous integrity. And at this convention, we felt a unity and a strength, and there was so much excitement. And there was a lot of meat and potatoes of learning, of breakout sessions where we're learning specifically how to move our business forward. And then, of course, on Sunday there was a billionaire training with Doug and John and through Exco Pro, which was phenomenal. And a lot of people really got a lot of meat and potatoes, help how to move their business forward, how to become a premier, in other words. So it's very powerful. The other thing that I think is just absolutely wonderful, and I know a lot of people felt that way, was that Craig Hale actually, at the Premier Leadership meeting, announced that Sango Goodness was now a Sango Thrive 09 Goodness project. And there was a lot of attention put on the All Smiles program and Operation Smiles and Buy Smile going on to the Goodness Corner. But also that Sango has now become, the Goodness has been a foundation. Gordon Morton was the one that spearheaded this foundation, or this Discover Goodness, from day one. He felt it was important that we give out, and we are just amazed. So they initiated this foundation through Sango Goodness video. And Robert Conley, who's a 200K, Robert Conley, the CEO, of course, was followed up, and then 200K, Glenn Spark, honoring all of our Goodness emissaries who are actually contributing to the meal pack. And what you can do is go to Thrive Convention and find out everything about this foundation. You can actually now go into the back office and you can donate to the foundation. Very small donation of $1, $3, or $5. And they felt that if people donate a little bit, it'd be better to have a lot of people donate than just a short amount of people with donating $5,000 or $10,000. So this is really wonderful. We can all take part in that, and we're really blessed to be part of this company and what they actually do in a philanthropic causes worldwide, and we can all, like I said, take part in it. So now, Yvonne, I know that we have so many guests on the call, and they're all going to give their input, what they thought got out of this convention. And Yvonne is now going to introduce our wonderful, wonderful leader from the UK.
Hi, this is that leader is Cass. She's been a member of the Zango family since I think September or October in 2003, and she's done a bang-up job of building an organization in the UK that has spread to about 14 different countries, and she's 20K and well on her way to Premier. Are you there, Cass? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, hello, everybody. Sorry, I was muted. I just want to, first of all, say thank you very much for inviting me on this call tonight. And as you can see on the picture here, we have a great shot of both Yvonne and Eva Marie Sarda, your 100K premiers, and of course Art and Terry Manuel, 500K premiers. It's a lovely shot and taken at convention. I think it's taken in front of the store, isn't it?
Yes, that's, as a matter of fact, that roll-up door in the background is the entrance either to the store or to the main meeting hall.
Okay, so I'm going to move this on to a picture here of the UK leaders at the European dinner. Zango is an incredible company, and they gave us... in every possible way, they support us, and they spoil us as well. And so they gave a European leaders dinner at convention this year, and there you have some of the team that came over, and they're attending the dinner. So that was a really wonderful event. And you know, I'm sure that Yvonne, that you can, and Eva Marie, that you can say something about what actually Zango does for us in terms of events and support.
Yes.
So,
did you want to go ahead, baby?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they treat you beautifully. We have been to Phuket, Thailand. We've been to the Turtle Bay Resort. We've been to the Cayman Islands. My goodness, you all want to be a premier because they really do everything first class, and they also treat people from around the globe and make them feel special. And so they had a special dinner for all the UK group, and they did that last year as well. So these companies first class, whatever they do.
And look at the wonderful, elegant setting that we have. We had gifts on the table for each person who came to the event, and you can see in the background there's people from Italy and from Spain and from France and from Germany and from all over Europe. So it was an extremely exciting event, and if you know wherever you're from in the world, you can always be sure that you're going to be treated that way. So I'll move the slide on and show you a picture of myself so you can see me. There I am, and I'm dressed up in the Zango Nation Unite flag because we were invited to take part in the soccer team, which was amazing, to watch the soccer game. This was my first ever soccer game, and so that was very, very exciting. It was, of course, our team, the Real Salt Lake won, and it's sponsored by Zango. So we went into the great stadium there, and there was Zango lined up for us, drinks as much as we wanted all along the what would you call the parapets of the stadium, and that was really, really exciting. So I'm very grateful to say that many of the people in my team came to convention, and there was a tremendous amount of effort made by the people in England to actually get cross the water. It is quite a commitment to go all the way across there, and of course we all had a wonderful time. I want to just say one more thing about this is that this company, not only the founders but the people who they've brought in to work with them, and all the upline leaders, all the distributorship, the whole ethos of the company is absolutely amazing. And the thing that really grabbed me right from my heart is what Eva Marie was talking about earlier, is the charitable commitment, and the fact that Zango is now a foundation, a charity foundation. It's actually got that status, so they can even do more. And the whole emphasis and everything that they do is in line with giving and sharing, and and caring, and that's a really, really wonderful thing. And that comes from their employees to the distributors and to the wider world. So so I'd like to yes, go on.
Before you introduce your first guest,
yes,
there is one other. All of the things that we've been talking about this beautiful dinner and the beautiful layout and the trips, all expenses paid trips, points to one other aspect of their philosophy, and that is that they are really distributor oriented. They look upon the distributors as part of their family and part of their management team. And that, I understand, is fairly unusual in this business.
Absolutely, and you can always go to Zango.com and look at the corporate offices, and you can see the way that they treat their employees as well, which is just incredible. I mean, they have fully equipped gyms. They have everything that we ask people, when we go to the corporate offices, how do you feel about working with Zango? Because we're distributors, and we can ask them those questions, and they say, frankly, it is, it's a dream job. It's the most amazing job. And Yvonne, that the story that Robert Conley, our Chief Executive Officer, told about how he has been to so many different companies, and he's worked with some of the top companies in the world. And I know that Zango, really, really wanted to have him on board. And when they brought him on board, they he's used to having like a whole dossier of information that he has to learn and the whole thing, and tell them about the card that he got from Aaron Garrity, which is his briefing. Do you remember it?
Yeah, I don't remember the words, but his point was that in most large companies, even much smaller than Zango, the employee handbook is sometimes a 100-page or multi-100-page manual telling them exactly how to do this, exactly how to do that, what their when the paydays are, what forms have to be filled out, and almost the details about how and when to go to the bathroom. The employee manual for Zango is a postcard-sized piece of paper that says something like "Do the right thing."
Yeah, it says we care about our company, we care about our distributors, we share, and then he had a great email from can I say what the email was? He showed it up on screen.
Yes, it was hilarious.
Yeah, he said he received an email from Aaron Garrity, our Chief Executive Officer Emeritus, the founder, Aaron Garrity, and who's his boss, and this is what it said, because I can remember it verbatim. It said, "Dear Robert, please don't screw up our company. Hugs, Aaron." I think it's just brilliant.
By the way, I was just going to say, just briefly here, there was a new news flash, actually, on November the 6th, that Zango founder and board chairman Aaron Garrity was named the 7th most powerful individual in global direct selling. That's really saying something for a company that's only 7 years old.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that is amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to move on now. I would like to introduce my first guest. I'm very proud to introduce my first guest is Richard Code from the United Kingdom, and he's a 5K. So, Richard, you're on.
Hi, Cass. Hi, everybody. Not my best photograph, I'm afraid. It must have been early in the morning, so I do apologise for that. Hi, everybody. Yeah, thanks for having me on the call, and I'd just like to say a few words about my experience at convention. I've been in the company now just over 2 years. This is my third convention I've been to. And as Ivan said, everyone gets better. And I wouldn't believe it, but you wouldn't believe it until you get there. They do get better and better. Now, just a quick history of what I'm doing. When I left school, I started doing engineering. After I got my apprenticeship and my engineering qualifications, I didn't want to be stuck in a factory, so I joined the Customs and Excise in the UK for 13 years. Then I got fed up with that. Then I joined my brother in a public house in a small town in the West Country, which had loads of employees. Then I sold my share and opened a shop in a surf resort in the UK, and again had more employees. And after I sold the shop, I vowed never to have any employees again because they were literally a pain in the butt. So this is an ideal opportunity for people that want to effectively be their own boss and work with their team but not have any employees. It's a fantastic business. Why did I choose Zango? I was already in a previous network marketing company, and my sponsor, Sean Pring, was cross-line to me. And I rang him up one day to ask him how he was doing because mine wasn't doing too good. And he said, he's not doing that anymore, he's doing Zango. So I said, what's that? And he said, it may help your back. It's a fantastic product, he said. And he knew I've had a bad back all of my life. I've been in constant pain virtually every day since I was born. And some days it's been absolutely horrendous pain. And he said, try it and see. So I ordered a case of Zango at the end of August in 2007. It arrived, and I started drinking 2 bottles a week to start with because I thought, well, I've got these 2 bottles. My next order will be middle of November, middle of September, if it works. And lo and behold, literally, without a word of a lie, within 3 to 4 days, my pain had gone from, on a scale of probably 95% pain down to about 10 to 15% pain. And that was me. I was hooked. I immediately sponsored 3 or 4 people, became a 1K by the end of the first month. I just can't praise it enough. And say that the people I've got in, most of them are people that have had health issues. I've got some business builders, but I like to help people with their health. I've not looked back since that day with my back problem, and I would recommend to anybody to try it for their health. Now, that's the reason why I joined Zango. What did I get at a convention? The best thing for me at a convention is meeting people. You see people from all walks of life, all types of health problems, and you cannot be amazed enough at their positive outlook on life. Everybody you meet is nice, from the founders, which I've met, to all down to the people that have only joined literally a few days before convention. It seems to attract nice people. I'm amazed by it. So the meeting people to me is the best part about the convention. The breakouts were fantastic. They're about 40 minutes long, and you get so much out of the breakouts. The only thing I think they could have more of them because they're so informative. And the best breakout was probably Rui. He's a fantastic guy, and he's going to start coming to the UK and help us with build our UK business as well. The hospitality of everybody there is out of this world, and Ivan and Eva Marie again, they're second to none. I appreciated when they took me into the 100K up lunch on the final day. That was fantastic, seeing how the other half live. And it gives you a little insight of it, how the company treat their people. They treated us fantastic at the European Convention as well, and everything else. But seeing how they treat their premiers and up, you've got to get there. It's just amazing. I think that's about it, Don. I don't want to go on too long. I could talk all evening about it. So I do apologise for rabbiting on past my 3 minutes.
That's great. Thank you very much, Richard. We're so happy to have you, in our team. It's really, really wonderful. And we know that you have somebody who you would have liked to have introduced, but unfortunately cannot be here tonight for personal circumstances. So we're going to move on to the next person. Is there anything else you would like to say, Richard?
Yeah, just I apologise for Sandra. She's in hospital having a small operation this weekend, so she apologises she can't be here. So, but she'll try to be on the next one. But all I think is thanks for having me on the call. I'm afraid I've got to nip off at 6:30. I've got a party to go to. One of my godsons is having a party, and it's starting fairly early. So I'm afraid I have to bid you farewell in about 10 minutes.
Okay, well, you enjoy your party, and we're going to move on to our next guest. Thank you very much, Richard.
Thanks, Ivan and Marie. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, so my next guest is going to be Mike Bennett. And Mike Bennett, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Cass.
Right, okay, well, there you go. I mean, there's a great photograph of you. Mike Bennett is a very determined and experienced network marketer, and he's here from the UK. He came over, of course, to convention, and he's going to tell you about what he got out of it. Can you tell us what you actually what was your highlight, and then also what you actually got out of it, Mike?
Certainly, Cass. Could I just briefly mention my background? 30 years in engineering, and following that, I gave up engineering, started a traditional business, saw networking first in the early 90s, and got involved with a few other people in a major company. And following that, I also got involved with my sponsor with a couple of other companies as well. Never really made any headway with them. I was eventually invited to look at Zango. I resisted it, I must admit, because I was pretty much networked out, having worked pretty hard in them and not made any headway. But anyway, I listened to the story of the company, which was amazing. I was all about the founders, about the product, and I eventually allowed David to persuade me to get involved. And I went to Frankfurt. That was a regional. And I realized at that regional that this is the company I'd really been waiting for. It actually confirmed my decision to get involved. This convention this year is my second one, and certainly the best ever convention I've been to with any company anywhere. And I'd personally like to say thank you for that Euro dinner, which was amazing. I'm not on the photograph because I took it. But the message is very clear from the founders and the leaders. The timing is absolutely perfect. Everything is in place because this company is the only one I know that focuses on the distributors, and other people have said this, in really exhaustive ways. Distributor focus. What can they do next? Everything is in place, and the only thing left really, personally, is me. If it's to be, it's up to me, and I've heard that, and you may have heard that many times. But now it can be done, and it will damn well be done. And in Joe's word, it is truly safe to dream again, because now we have a certainty of the future. Unlike my previous experiences, there really wasn't any certainty. But the certainty came over so powerfully at that convention for all of us. And if, and only if, we are prepared to do the work, we are the only part of the equation left. So I would heartily recommend everybody get stuck in, get that phone in your hand, and contact and invite to look at this amazing company we're all part of.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, Mike. And of course, you're a terrific leader as well. And you know, you expressed everything so well. I mean, exactly. You know that it is safe to dream again, and that's the message that comes across so strongly. It's safe to dream again and take action, right? So, Mike, would you like to introduce your guest, please?
Yes, thank you, Kaz. I'd like to introduce a lady I've known for a number of years now. We were colleagues in a previous networking company, and we had a chat about Xango after I'd been involved a little while. Her name is Sue Pearson. She's going to be an amazing leader in this business. I'm proud and delighted to have her as a member of my team. Are you there, Susan?
Oh, she may be muted. If you're muted, press *6, Susan.
Hi.
Hello, Sue?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, did you hear my introduction okay?
I did, Mike. Thank you.
Okay, it's all yours, Sue. Take it away.
Thanks. Hi, well, I'm Sue Pearson. I originally trained as a lawyer, but now I do debt management. As Mike said, he introduced me to the business. Now, like Mike, I have done several networks, and I had vowed and declared never, ever, ever to do another network. Mike contacted me, I kicked, I screamed, I yelled, I shouted, no way. So Mike knew I'd got a knee injury. He persuaded me to try the product. I tried it. I liked it. I thought, hey, if this product works on me this way, I've got to give the business a go. So I actually came in kicking, yelling, screaming, and shouting. So it just goes to show, if you get people like that, just persevere. Get them on the product. Let them try it. Let the product persuade them to join the business. This was my second convention because I started on the product July last year, and then started to think about the business in September. What can I say about convention? Wow. I enjoyed Chris Gardner. I think he came over. If you've got the dream and you've got the right mindset, anybody can do anything. The other thing I thoroughly enjoy is meeting everybody from all the different nations. We're just one big Xango family. And the other thing I think is the founders and the leaders of this business are very humble. They actually say to us, please, this is what's out there for you. Come and join us. Be part of this big business. And this year I managed to drag my partner along. But yes, I absolutely love it, and I thoroughly recommend this business to anybody. So that's it, Cass.
Well, that's wonderful. And in the photograph here, you're sitting next to Xango's president. Did you realize that?
That was last year.
Oh, that was last year. Well, this was that they also gave us a UK dinner last year, didn't they?
Yes.
That was wonderful as well. So, is there anything? I'm just going to carry on now. So, to the next person, and this is Richard Morgans. Richard Morgans, I'm very, very happy to introduce. He's a great leader, incredibly active, and I think I'm just going to let him tell you. You know, we're very, very honored to be working with him, and I'm just going to let him tell you his own story. So, Richard, take it away.
Hi, Cass. Hi, everybody. And I'd just like to take this moment to thank Ivan and Eva Marie for inviting me onto this very special call. Let me just, this was my second convention, and I have to say, I didn't do a lot of sleeping before traveling because I was so very excited and fired up before attending this year's Thrive 2009. I knew it was going to be better than last year, and it fulfilled every expectation and so much more. The start of convention for me was meeting up with all my Xango family, and everybody who is very special to me in my life. The things we did straight after registration was to go out and visit the Xango corporate offices. They are truly fantastic. And if anybody who's on this call who's not been to convention or who's thinking of attending this coming year's convention or who has not visited these offices, I fully recommend taking the short journey to see and view your companies. And I say your company because it is your company, and to see how all companies should, be run. Because I'm sure there's a lot of companies out there that could actually learn a lot of lessons from Zango. Where does one begin? There was so much that we got from this year's convention. It started off with the event before the event with David Butler. That was 4 hours of very informative training with the event before the event. Something that was very special to me was Chris Gardner. He was a very, it's a complete inspiration to everybody who attended convention. You could hear lots of people talking about his story. The pursuit of happiness was so very emotional, and anybody who says that they can't do something just doesn't wash with me anymore, especially after hearing Chris's struggle for happiness and what he went through with Chris Jr., his son, who was basically 14 months at the time and still in diapers. Anybody can do this business at all. So anybody can do this who has a heart and a commitment and basically is prepared to take the necessary steps. As Art says, pick up the phone and X number of calls equals X number of prospects, and X number of prospects equals X number of customers. The next best thing for me was Doug Weed's speech. Again, another truly amazing and very motivational speech. Doug says the marketplace is right, the founders are right, the products are right. The only thing we have to work on is us being right. We just got to basically do what the necessary things. The breakout sessions were also very informative. Tommy Johnson and Pat Petrini had a full house, and basically they were carrying on, basically taking Bob Schmidt's legacy, forward. Overcoming objections and how to handle the hardest questions was also a fantastic breakout session. Probably one of the best things that I actually got from convention is the fact that this is a home-based business. We need to do more home-based business opportunity meetings in order to feed the local meetings, which will in turn feed the Super Saturday meetings, which will then feed the national meetings, which will then feed the regional meetings, which basically then we just have to bring everybody along to convention to enjoy the party. That's probably the best moment of this year's convention. The only thing I was actually sort of devastated to see was when it actually stopped and all your family depart to all across the world. So that was a sad thing, but it's back to reality then. Right. Well, thank you for inviting me on the call, Yvonne Eva-Marie, and back to you, Cass. Thank you, Cass.
Fantastic. Well, it's a lovely shot of you, squeezing Chris Gardner's hand, and it does show both your spirits. And I know, you've been very, very active. So you certainly took the message of activity, to heart, and you've been sponsoring like mad since you came back from convention. So congratulations and very well done indeed. Now, I'd like to just mention somebody else now, and this is Grigor Karagosian, and as you can see here, he's with the lovely Beverly Hollister, who is the person who developed Glimpse. I'm going to actually speak for him for a moment because, unfortunately, he wasn't able to come on the call tonight. Grigor has come to every single convention. Well, can I just mention that if there's some background noise there, could you possibly, if you're on the moderator line, press *6 to mute your line? Yeah, thank you. Grigor has come to every single convention for the last 4 years. He has had to overcome some real challenges in order to be able to do that. And as you can see, he's made it to 1K, and it really does show that that this is a business for everybody. Everybody has an opportunity in this, And here he is with Beverly Hollister, and I know that when he goes to convention, he makes a big effort to seek out, the founders and the top distributors, and to talk to them and ask them questions, and he really does get people doing the same thing because they see him doing it, and it sort of encourages them to do the same thing. So I just wanted to make that mention there, as I say again, anybody can do this who wants to do it. Anybody who sets their mind to doing this, you can do it. And of course, Beverly Hollister developed the Glimpse line and the wonderful pericarp oil and the fantastic skincare, which is going to be coming over to Europe, hopefully very, very soon, because it really is wonderful. It's amazing. So that's it for the moment. I'm going to pass the phone back to Yvonne and Eva Marie so they can introduce their next guest.
Well, thanks a lot, Cass, and thanks a lot, everybody in the UK. That was a really stimulating and inspiring phone call so far. And now, in keeping with the theme of this call, we're going to be calling on someone from another foreign country, Florida. Juliet Smith is a 5K distributor in Miami. She's a nurse practitioner. Has been interested in holistic medicine and natural remedies for all of her life, and she's doing a bang-up job with Zango. And we saw basically a sea change in Juliet at this convention. By the time it was over, she was really lit up, and she's coming back next year as a premier, right, Juliet?
If you say so. Can you hear me?
You say so. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I didn't know you. Okay, great. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eva Marie and Yvonne, for inviting me on this call. And my experience from this year's convention has totally changed my total prospect in this business. This has been my third convention, and as you know how passionate I am about Zango. You know how passionate I am about mangosteen. And as soon as I tell people about this juice, and I just know, and we all know how it works so well, that I just want everybody to be on the juice. And so that's what has been my focus, and it still is my focus. But this year, I went to duplicating Make Simple. And I've always been hesitant in showing the market the compensation plan because I don't quite understand it. And I didn't think it was important. I just want people to drink the juice, and then eventually they will have had the results, and then they will decide to do the business. So I didn't focus so much on the business. But after getting the duplication Make Simple and understanding the compensation plan, plus the excitement of seeing 6 to 9 millionaires on stage in 7 years, and seeing the stage growing larger and larger, and people and the leaders, especially from Mexico, are talking how they introduce people and focusing so much on building the business. So I'm all fired up to build the business. So now what I do is I talk about I speak to anyone about wanting to be in a business. I talk about this powerful, powerful fruit, and I said there's no doubt about it. This fruit works, but what you want to see is how this business is built. If you want to make so much money, and I say to them, how much would you like to make extra a month that would help? And then they tell me, and I says, let me show you how you can do it. So I get so much passion, and I get so fired up, and I say, let's go, let's do this, let's do this. And so I tell them about you have to get on the XGO Pro, and this is a program, this is how you do it. If you want to do this, if you want to make money, but you also remain healthy and teach people and show people how to do it, duplicate your efforts. What I found is that when I introduce people before and tell them about the juice, in Miami, they would think, I realized, they think, oh, you want me to sell juice. It's not about selling juice. So I tell them about the juice, and I tell them the powerfulness about the juice, but I said this is not about selling juice. This is about using the product yourself and getting people to do the same thing, duplicating your effort. Yes, have an extra case, because if anybody wants it, they'll say, so where can I get a bottle? Oh, I have an extra one. You can buy it from me. But it's not about selling. It's about using the product, duplicating yourself, getting people to do the same thing over and over again. That's how we're going to build this business. So that's what I got from the convention. Of course, the camaraderie, everybody meeting, hugging, sharing stories, giving ideas, and helping each other. And the founders are such dynamic, these people are so caring. They give their hearts to you. They're so appreciative of us. They thank us, because without us, they couldn't be where they are. And without your group, you can't be where you are. So we all work together in unity, doing good, changing one life at a time. That's what
Wow, thank you for great observations, and I can tell you really did get the message loud and clear, didn't you?
At last.
Yes, Juliet, we both noticed it. I said, she's on fire. She got it. The light went on.
and your enthusiasm is so great, it makes me feel like running back to Salt Lake City right now.
Well, thank you so much, Juliet, for your leadership and your passion for this product and for the business. So we look forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
And my group.
And your group, exactly. We now have on as a guest a wonderful, wonderful leader from Ottawa, Canada, Bonnie L. Hopefully Bonnie is still on the call, because I know she had to pick up her son. And she is a true leader. There she is. My goodness, she's a 1K going towards 5K. She's sponsoring people like crazy. And she is, like I said, has steel focus on her Zango business. So, Bonnie, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got going, and just a brief information on what you got out of this convention.
Well, thank you for inviting me on the call, Eva Marie. I really appreciate it. This was actually my first event, my first Zango event. And this was the most, I would say, heartwarming, stimulating, touching experience for me, because not only was I able to enjoy convention, and my first event was Zango, but I also got to bring the two biggest VIPs in my life, which was my son, who's 14, Jaden, and my mom, Marlene Nair. And she's also one of the star distributors in my team. So a little bit of history behind how I got started. I was actually started out as a juice drinker with Zango. And because of the amazing results, the health benefits that we received in our family, and especially my son, who had many, many symptoms of autism and lots of problems with his health. He was always getting colds and pneumonia and had lots of health problems. He made a 360-degree turnaround with his health in about 3 months, and I became committed because my head had already been filled with words of wisdom by Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, and I had been reading for about 15 years about the perfect business opportunity, but I hadn't started the perfect business opportunity. So it was almost like I had imagined Zango, and it appeared. So when I became educated on the Zango business and started to learn about all the systems that were in place, I realized this is the benefit. This is the company for me. I had been a social worker for 15 years, and I'd been looking for a way to start my own business for years. I started a business 3 years ago. It was doing all right, but it was a tough go with the economy the way it was. So when I went to the event, there hadn't been any local events. I'm in Ottawa, Canada, and I'd been planning to go to convention for the year. Now that my son was really healthy, I was able to bring him, fly him to Utah, and to be honest, it was like attending a rock concert. It was like sensory overload. It was an amazing trip for all of us. Convention was like a vacation. We worked hard, we played hard. I was finally able to meet my loving and brilliant friends from the United Kingdom, my cross line, and in person, Cass Osborne and Richard Morgans. And these experiences, for me, they exceeded all my expectations with Zango, because you hear about people making friendships in Zango, but I had no idea I could be friends with people that weren't even in my group or my downline or my upline. So this was phenomenal, a phenomenal experience. It's an opportunity to build friendships, but work with people globally, and we all helped each other out, and we made a lot of mutual goals during convention. And we decided we're going to be 100% committed to building our businesses with Zango and help each other achieve our dreams. So one of the most important thing that I got out of this convention was some words of wisdom by both Doug Weed and Gordon Morton. And for me, Gordon Morton, he's a wonderful man because he's a free thinker. I love how he just, says to people, just be yourself, be a leader. But he also says, get some big, hairy goals. Don't think them, ink them. Like, write them down. Tell your family, tell your upline, tell people that you trust so that they know what your goals are. And that was really powerful for me because he said, you have to infect others with the opportunity to serve people. And when you serve people through philanthropy and by sharing and giving, people will work and they will share with each other and they will care about each other. So that was really powerful for me. As I said before, I think I was really wide open to the opportunity of business with Zango, but it took me a while to get started, and one of the reasons was I didn't realize I had this deep-seated fear, and I was both nervous and I was excited about going to the Zango convention because I was meeting my business partners, the leaders in Zango, for the first time. I met you, Eva Marie, and Yvonne Sarda, Art and Terry Mandel, but so many other leaders, the founders. We actually got to shake hands with Dr. Sean Talbot and Beverly Hollister and Dr. Ahmed Tudla, and all of a sudden everything was real for me. So I could move from believing to having the faith and 100% commitment to knowing these people are here to help all of us become leaders. That was really, really powerful for me.
Well, Bonnie, you just have, thank you for that, and you just shown your tremendous leadership and that you really paid attention to the convention, and we were delighted to meet you for the first time, and Jaden, and your mom, and I know that you got your mom on the call, so we let you introduce your mom, who is also a great leader.
I would like to introduce my mom and thank her for being on the call. I hadn't seen my mom for 2 years. This is what this global business has done for me. It's given me an opportunity to work on some amazing projects with my family and my good friends. And I'd like to invite Marlene Nair to share with us today what her experience was like at convention. Thanks, Marlene. Are you there?
I am. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, go for it, Mom.
Okay, thanks, Bonnie, for the introduction. You're a true inspiration. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be on this call. Bonnie introduced me to Zango 1 year ago, and at first I just took the juice, and after 3 or 4 months noticed some health improvements. And it then took me a couple of months to really make a decision that, yes, I wanted to get into this business. So it's been a shift for me because I've always had a JOB, and I'm hoping that I don't have a JOB for much longer. I'm hoping to build the business. But the highlights of the convention for me were this. First of all, the founders. They were amazing. And they are so genuine. And I had the opportunity to meet Robert Conley and Beverly Hollister. And I watched as they mingled with people, and I'm thinking, wow, they are so ordinary. And truly, the concept of a true leader is one with humility and confidence really struck for me, and I'm thinking, I want to be so involved in this business, and I will be, and they inspired me greatly. The other two people that were great inspirations were Doug Weed and John Godzik. They truly are men of integrity, and they have a talent for inspiring, and I had the opportunity to listen to Doug Weed or see Doug Weed in Vancouver in July, and so I think I would go anywhere to listen to this man speak. He is just so inspiring, so motivational, and I'm thrilled that he's involved with Zango. Every leader that spoke, they have a true commitment to mentoring, coaching, what can we do to help you succeed, and I think for me, there were so many highlights, but the end of the $1 Million Basics on Sunday when Doug Weed spoke to each group. Now, I'm a 1K, so I only had that opportunity to listen to his words for that group of people, but really, again, saying, you have everything you need to be successful. Just get out there and work, and you are special. It was tremendous. Thank you.
I'd just like to say thanks, Mom, for coming on the call. I know this is your first time speaking on one of the Becoming a Premier Saturday calls. Thank you so much. I know that's going to inspire a lot of people. I just wanted to say one last thing about Doug Weed, Eva Marie. Can I mention something?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
He's a man who can bring great humor, but also he's been in network marketing for a long time. And what was very powerful to me was when he said to us, anybody can make excuses. We can all make excuses and put off, put off today what we want to do tomorrow, over and over. But what he said was, remember this: everybody has to work hard. Everybody, the millionaires, everybody in this lifetime has to work hard to achieve dreams. So either you can work hard on your own dreams, or you will be the slaves to another man's dream. And that was the defining moment for me when I realized I do not have to have any fear because I have great faith in my dreams. And this is a company that will let me live my own dreams. I can keep my own personality. I share all the principles of Zango, and we have the best products. We have the best support. We have the best systems. We are in the best place right now with the best Zango Goodness Foundation program, and we have the best opportunities to connect with people all over the world. Phenomenal company.
That was so well said. Very well said. And thank you for your leadership, and thank you, Marlene, for also being on the call. It was so wonderful meeting you, and of course we met you in Vancouver on the Doug Weed then, meeting. It was really wonderful. So now,
well, thank you, everybody. We're going to wrap this up, and from listening to all of the
Can't hear you.
Can't hear.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. And from your comments and from your observations, we get the message loud and clear that you all got the message. You came away from the convention with what we thought was the overriding message, that it's all up to us and everything else is in place and perfect. And I think Doug Weed did a presentation at the end that was absolutely perfect in delivering that message. Now, his message really was, it's up to anybody can do this. Anybody can learn to play a musical instrument, can learn to speak a foreign language, can become a professional sports player, but the ability to do it, and there is a big difference between doing it and could do it. And one of the things that helps you make the decision to do it is to go to events like this. Mm-hmm. The next big event, the next big international event is in Las Vegas in April, and Eva Marie has all the details on it.
Well, Actually, it's at the end of April. I think it was the 25th and 26th.
23rd.
And you can actually now. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, great. You can actually register for the hotel. It's at the Paris Hotel in Vegas, and you can go and register on now. I would get into the Zango.com site and check out all the new information that's available. And by the way, through social networking, we have now Twitter in the back office on My Mango Seed as well. So get acquainted with your website and all the updates. And we look forward to meeting you all at the Vegas convention. And I want to thank everyone, all our guests, for being on the call today. You're all leaders, and we really do appreciate you all. And so you have a beautiful evening over in the UK and a great day to everyone else.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva Marie. I just want to show one last picture on the webinar, which is the Zango tent. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Okay, when after we went to the soccer match, Zango laid out everything for us, and afterwards there was a tent, and we went into the tent and we had drinks and things like that, and everybody was taking photographs, and it was really great fun. So here's a kind of a motley crew of us, and it just goes to show that Zango is, apart from hard work and focus and determination, and and it's down to us because all the systems in place. It's also about having a tremendous amount of fun. So go out there and have fun. At all times, make this a fun business. And Zango portrays that, from Aaron Garrity singing the songs to the type of to having a pajama party, and to all the aspects that we have that alongside what we're already doing. This is a home-based business. It's a business about having a great time and having a lot of fun while remaining professional. It's a balance between the two. So here's the shot. There we go. There we are in the Zango tent. There's some of us there, and as you can see, there's loads and loads of people in there, and there's the Zango bottles are on the table. We're not small glasses. Do you see? They're not shot glasses that Zango give us. They give us cups.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take